Welcome back to another video. My name's Tyler. I go by Zany Online, and this is going to be a review of Solus Budgie 4.2, I believe. Now, Solus, if you're unfamiliar with what distribution this is, they're sort of doing their own thing. They have, I don't know if their package manager is used other places. I'm pretty sure it's not. It's like EOPKG, and it's pretty simple to use. You know, you would do it just like any other Linux distribution if you're running from the terminal doing an update. Sudo EOPKG install, blah, blah, blah. It's super simple. Now, Solus Budgie here, this is the best Linux distro for new users, in my opinion, from now on. When it comes to recommending a distribution for new users, I'm no longer going to be recommending Ubuntu, Pop OS, stuff like that, only because Solus, everything just works here. I have been having severe issues with my laptop. I have a Dell G5 SE 5505. Yeah, that's what it's called. And it's a great laptop. However, on almost every distribution, either the internal sound card is not detected, or it will be detected for a little bit, then it stops being detected. Or there's GPU crashing, and just it's super annoying. And I can either get the GPU crashing fixed and still not ever get the internal audio device to work, or vice versa. So it's always been really annoying. However, I feel like that issue has been leading me to reviewing and checking out this distribution. Now, I'm specifically reviewing the Budgie desktop only because I want to talk about Solus and Budgie together. For one, the Solus Budgie desktop environment is really the one that they, I don't want to say it's the one they focus on, because they do have a GNOME version and a couple others that are officially supported and stuff, but I feel like most people are definitely going to want to check out the Budgie one, especially because with Windows 11, if you are somebody who has been a Windows user, you're looking for a Linux distribution, and you're not that knowledgeable, Solus is the place to start. It is like Windows in the fact that it's in functionality and in the way it does things, it's pretty similar. However, Budgie is like Windows 10 or 11, but better. It's in every way what Microsoft wants Windows to be. It looks clean. This bar down here, it's like Windows if you went in there and made the, small taskbar, but icons and stuff. It doesn't take up a lot of screen real estate. It looks very clean. On one side, you've got your start menu, and there's no BS Microsoft tiles animating over here with stuff that you never need. I mean, if you're using stuff in that crappy thing, Lord help you. But it's very simple. You got a search bar at the top. I can type in GIMP, load up GIMP. Whatever, you can type in any program there. It will default to the all list, so you get all the programs that are installed on your on your distribution right here. And Solus comes with a lot of apps installed, but it's not like bloat. It's stuff that you're going to be using, like a calculator or a calendar. You're going to get now Deluge, Discord. I have installed programs on here. I've been using and testing this out. I've installed Emacs, but it comes with stuff like Firefox, Thunderbird for email installed right out of the gate. Gparted was already on here. You get Hex Chat, so for people who are using IRC, and I need to get back into using IRC, and Hex Chat is a fantastic IRC client. I installed Kdenlive, but it came with LibreOffice completely installed. I installed Steam and NeoVim, obviously. But yeah, it comes with a ton of stuff. The default text editor, which I'm pretty sure this is gedit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's gedit. So it comes with stuff that you're going to expect out of the box, but it doesn't come with too much crap. I would say the most bloated thing on the system is LibreOffice. And let's be honest, most people out there need an office suite and use LibreOffice, especially if you're coming over something like Microsoft 365 or whatever. LibreOffice is a good choice. It's a great office suite. It just is. But getting software installed on here was super easy. Now, for somebody who is watching this and you're like, hey, are you going to go through a lot of Solus here? Yes, I'm going to be talking about it from a new user's perspective. So I'm not going to actually be going through the install here because I don't need to. If you're somebody who wants to get Solus installed, you're new, look, go to the website, pick out the version or, desktop environment that you want to go with it. Again, most likely choose Bungie. It's a great desktop environment. It's very modern. It'll be very similar to what you're used to. Check it out, download it. Then you can use something like Balena Etcher or Rufus, whatever you want to use to get that ISO onto a flash drive. Flash it to a flash drive, load it up, and literally once you boot off of that flash drive, you'll just be presented with a desktop, and down here in the lower corner, there will also be an install button on the desktop, but you can go down here in the bar, and right here, this is my software center, or the software center icon. In the live USB, this will actually be to install the operating system, and it will load it up. It very well could be the Calamaris installer, but it's very similar. It's a really simple install. It'll walk you through it. You're choosing your time zone, creating your name and username, password, and then even if you want to set up stuff like encryption, super simple. It's a really easy install process to go through, and it also installs decently fast. It's not the fastest install I've ever seen, but it's also not the slowest, because I even chose encryption and it was pretty fast. So I don't think you're going to have any problems with it being super slow or the installer being complicated and confusing. It's a very simple install process. Then once you've got it installed, you'll definitely want to go ahead and do your updates. So as soon as you've got it installed, load up the software center and you can click on updates here, and most likely you're going to have updates. I mean, as soon as you install it, I can almost guarantee you're going to need to go here and install some updates. For me, I got 2 GPU crashes because I was just messing around with it before doing updates. And that really worried me there for a second. And then I did the update and I was blown away, because the update also, if I load up a terminal here, I'll do uname-r, and that will check the kernel version. And so you can see I'm running the latest kernel here. And again, if I'm talking to a new Linux user, you're like, well, what does running the latest kernel mean? Well, it means this distribution has really good hardware support because of it. So it's most likely your stuff is just going to work after you've done the update. So that's epic. Now let's go through installing software. Just click the search button and search for whatever you need. If it doesn't show up here, most likely you just have to go and download a Linux version of the app from the app's website, because now a lot of stuff is just doing like app images. So for me, like Unity Hub, for me to use Unity, the game engine, I actually have, like, I can't, if I search Unity Hub here, no results. I'm not going to get anything. So I just go to their website and they've got a Linux, download there, and it's for an app image. If you're new to Linux, essentially app images are a containerized version of like Linux programs. Like essentially on Windows, .exe, whatever version of Windows you're running, a .exe file is just going to be that program, and it'll load on whatever version of Windows you're running. On Linux, it's a little different. Typically, like, your Debian program is not going to run on Arch Linux, whatever. App images, Flatpaks, and snaps are 3 containerized Linux, versions of fixing that problem where they will just work on any version of Linux. App images, particularly my favorite, but either way, downloading an app image, Flatpak, whatever, especially app images, all you gotta do is just download them and then right click on it, and inside of the file browser you'll get a properties, and then you just click on it and there's a permissions tab. You click on that and then it'll say allow executing as program, and that's essentially the same as turning on run as administrator on Windows. So you'll just click that and then you can open it up just like it was a .exe or whatever program sort of that you're used to on Windows. So yeah, it super simple installing stuff here. Most things are available through that software center, like Steam, Discord, GIMP, Kdenlive, Deluge. Deluge is my torrenting software. Yeah, it's overall, it's a very easy to use experience for newcomers. And then let's pop into more of what makes Bungie unique. It's just Windows, just better. It's literally like it's like Windows but just better. There's no Microsoft at all. There's no arbitrary Microsoft account that you don't see any benefit from, and they just use to sell and make even more money off of you. There's none of that bullcrap. You've got a very similar type of notification center. That being said, it's not like Windows where there's going to be, 16 different versions of Candy Crush and Solitaire installed on your system that are all going to want to remind you and give you notifications to play them. Like, there's none of that bloat crap on here. So you just, I don't know, relevant notifications show up here only, which is great. And then you've got some nice applets, like, you got your calendar applet here, and then some music applications as well as I can also control my microphone from here as well. Now, if I was to start playing something in even something like YouTube Music, like whatever program you have installed will show up here. But even stuff like through Firefox, if I was to load up YouTube Music, the album art and everything loads up here, so I can, skip, rewind, and do all that right from here. So it's as modern, good looking, and fully featured as Windows, but it just comes with none of the downsides of Windows. It's free and open source software, so it's great. It's modern like Windows, but it's better designed, and it's just better. A lot of people recommend stuff like Linux Mint for new users. I think Bungie is the new desktop environment for new users. It's very easy to look at. It's most likely got a design that you are going to love. And I haven't even gotten into it. We can go into the desktop Bungie settings. And so you can customize the style. You can change widgets. You could change whether or not I've got desktop icons or not. Pop in here. I could change the fonts of different stuff. I can go down in here, change the panel. I can change a whole bunch of different settings with it. I could turn on automatically hide. I can turn on dynamic, or intelligent transparency when it comes to the, always transparent. Like I could have some transparency for the bar down here if I wanted that. You can do just anything with it. It is. It's just better than Windows. Also, you can pop down here and you can add auto start apps. So if I want apps to auto start down here, super simple. Again, nothing about this is complex or unusable. It's very simple and straightforward. In here, my sound, just so you know, I'm not kidding. I still have the speaker, the internal sound card just working, which is freaking awesome. It's amazing. And yeah, I don't know. It's just this right here is what I want on my system from now on. I just want a system that works, where I can get stuff done, and I want it to be Linux. And this right here, It's awesome. So I think if you're someone who is new to Linux, Solus needs to be the desktop that you try, specifically the Bungie desktop. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm wrong or right, or I've piqued your interest, you're going to try it out. Let me know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, on your way down into the description, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. But then click on the Odyssey link. Go over there, check it out. Odyssey is a platform like YouTube, but that respects you and is awesome. So check it out. It's awesome. Now, I'm also making a game for Linux, but it'll also be on Windows, Mac OS, so if you use something else, don't worry about it. But I'm making a game, it's called Never Alone. It's a stylized horror survival game. You can check it out down in the description. I've got a website. There's a huge major update that I'm working on. I'm going to try and in the future do like weekly updates on the game, but this one is going to be a massive update, so it might even be another week before it comes out. Because I've got not only is it a big update, but I also have some goodies for you guys who are patrons over on Patreon. You can also check that link down in the description. Thank you, Matt and Chris, my current patrons. You guys are awesome. Yeah, go down there, check it out. If you want to get early access to builds, get your input, put into the game, and also, well, get the game. Patreon is the place to be. So, because, well, you'll get the game for free for supporting me, because that makes sense. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.